Hey everyone, I'm Karen Otis, and this, that little guy, is my feline son Jarrett. And today, I'm going to be doing another entry on ADHD. And I hope this one is especially helpful because it's going to be some tips I've learned and developed from being alive and living with ADHD that help me better live with ADHD. So, let's get started. I'm going to be talking about three main ones, and also, if you find these helpful, I also made one about sleeping, and I included a really helpful, sleeping exercise that helps me go to sleep, so hopefully it'll help you too, but check that one out. The first tip I want to talk about is making a list. It's called Everyday To-Dos, so it's my everyday to-do list, and I have 7 things currently. And just things I want to remind myself to do every day. And just, even if I don't look at the list, I know that in my mind, I'm like, oh, did I do everything on the list? And if I can't remember them, then I can just hear because ADHD. So my list is full of 7 things that are beneficial for me to do daily. And if I didn't have it on a list, I'd be like, oh, it's okay, I don't have to do it today. But these are 7 concrete things that I have to do. So do my exercise routine, so the one that's working on my joints and everything, make a video or write something, and that's actually the second thing that I'm going to elaborate on more later in the video. Check my email, which is helpful. Eat at least 5 times, including snacks or meals, because I'm a grazer, so I snack a lot, but also not a lot. With ADHD, I think neurotypicals would find this weird, but we forget to eat sometimes, and sometimes we dread eating because for me it bores me sometimes. And also we don't do it because it's I think it overwhelms a lot of us because we're like, okay, what? I have all these things. I'm just gonna do nothing. And just keep playing this video game or watching this TV show or reading this book or making this thing. And then before we know it, we've eaten once in a 12-hour period. So yeah, that's just helpful for me. So throughout the day, I'm just how many times have I eaten? And I also including 1 apple because I love apples and they give you lots of energy and stuff, all that good stuff. But I need to buy more apples. ADHD thing. Running out of food, need to go shopping. So, oh. My 6th one is put on a bra. And I have a cool side note. Preferably during the morning. Gravity doesn't do great things to hanging breast. Because that's me. And the 7th one is brush teeth. That's helpful. So yeah, those are my 7 things that's on my everyday to-do list. Hopefully the apple thing gets done because I have no apples. Okay. The second one, which is actually the write and do a video every day, I'm elaborating on that now. So, sometimes for ADHD people especially, it's hard to feel like you've accomplished something throughout the day or during the day. I think for us it's usually we either do nothing or we do all the things. We don't have a great balance to our life. It's either we've done 100 amazing different things during this one time, hyper-focusing, or we've done nothing and we feel worthless. This has helped me solve that little problem. Okay, so for me, it's I'm writing a book, which is cool, and I'm also working on a script, and I've been doing these YouTube videos. So this has actually been a very good outlet for my ADHD. So I don't make myself, I tell myself, I'm do this, to make a video or to either work on my book or work on my script. And if I'm working on my book, write 2 pages, or working on my script, write at least 2 pages, or make 1 video. So every single day. And that's actually been so helpful because ADHD people were really creative, but also were no, my brain won't let me. And it's hard for us to like get up and get doing things. But once we do, we're like, whoa, this is awesome. The creative juices are flowing. I got this in the bag. But the problem is, like, we let ourselves just like stop for a little bit, and then we don't. We're not interested in it. But by doing that, like, especially on the days where like I'm like, no, I don't want to. But it makes those days fewer and far in between, because it's like exciting, and it actually like reminds me that, oh, I really do love doing this. Because honestly, today was one of those days. But I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. Hi. Yeah. So it makes me like, for one, get a lot of cool stuff done. I'm like on page 38 of my script, and when I started this, I was like still in the teens. So that's cool. And my book is actually progressing. I was like, I don't even think I was in the teens yet. I was still like maybe single digits writing it. But yeah, now I'm in the teens. Now I'm in the 20s. I'm in the 30s, almost 40s on my script. That's awesome. See? I feel like I've lost it a little bit. Sorry about that. And the third thing that helps me with my ADHD is grounding myself. So with ADHD, a big problem is we forget things all the time. And for me, and I think the reason why we do is because we're in our head a lot. We're so in our head. We're always kind of like thinking about things, and we can't really pay attention to what the other person's saying because we're in our head. And we're like, oh, where did my phone go? I had it literally 2 seconds ago. And like everything. For a while, I was really afraid that I had Alzheimer's, like, you know, like the rare disease that you can get in your 20s. I mean, the rare kind, the rare form of that disease that you can get as like a 20-year-old. But it's ADHD. Thank you, Google and doctors. But anyway, yeah. What's helped me with that especially is grounding myself. And for me, it's usually reading is helpful, or watching a TV show or a movie. But don't get lost in it. Don't hyperfocus. So there's also like ADHD balance. It's either like, for me, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch or read anything, or I want to read and watch all the things for the rest of my life. And I spend days. And I know a lot of people do that, but for people with ADHD, it's literally our minds are like gone in that thing. So for me, I call it a few things. When I'm like hyper-focusing to the extent that I'm just gone, and usually like it's if I'm watching TV shows, because like I can't stop, but now to the point that I can't even remember what's happening in the TV shows because it's just too much. I call that like my brain fry. Like my brain's just fried. I can't like do anything now. It's just kind of like and the opposite of that, when I don't do anything like hyper-focus or anything, and I'm just like, I'm not like attached / grounded a little bit to anything. I'm not attached to anything that way. I'm just floating. And I can't really remember anything either because that's when I'm in my head. And your name's Sally? Wait. What? I can't remember anyone's names. What did he talk to me about? I have no idea. I was trying, but I wasn't actually there. So grounding is this cool thing that I've developed for myself, where usually I just like do TV right now, but I can't watch more than 2 episodes of something before I switch to something else. And that helps me not to get fried on that. So binging isn't good for ADHD people. It's not really good for anyone, but definitely people with ADHD, because our brains get fried, at least for me. So 2 episodes, and that keeps me like grounded and interested in something and out of my head, but not to the extent where I'm just like in that thing. So it's cool. It's grounding. It's not floating or frying. That's just what I've like, these are the terms I've come up with my ADHD to help me understand. Hopefully they're helpful. So yeah, those are the 3 things. I'll quickly recap. So creating a list. Everyday to-dos list. Of just things, just a few basic things that you have to get done throughout the day. Creating something like a hobby, or like, I feel like I should have elaborated more. So it could be cooking. It could be like doing a hobby you really like. They can change sometimes. Just something that makes you feel, I don't know, like you're doing something productive and you actually have something to show for that day, and that helps you like think in creative, so you're just not doing anything. And the third one is finding something that grounds you. For me, it's like doing something like watching a TV show, at least like one TV show a day, because when I don't, I'm just like, I start floating. So that really grounds me. For other people, it might be reading, it might be having a conversation with somebody, but I can't because that's when I'm floating. I don't. There's something that like grabs your attention. Maybe doing math problems. Oh, these help me too. These are other things I use. Playing Sudoku on my iPod. Playing checkers when I get good enough chess. Just those little things that like get your mind working a little bit. So it's like attached to something. Try not to zone out, because then you're just get deep into it. Because then you're going to get a brain fry. At least I do. But yeah, just something that can just tether you to the ground. Not too deep, but to keep you from floating away in your mind. I don't know if any of this will make sense for people who don't have ADHD, but hopefully if you do, you get it. I hope so. Well, I hope it was helpful. I'm going to say goodbye now. It's good to know you. Bye from Jay. Hey, Jarrett. Hey, cute stuff. Okay. Bye, guys. I'm going to say it again, because it's true. It's good to know you.